Dangerously Skinny, and I am here with my post-op week 88 and 89 update. I have been so behind with these videos, and actually, I haven't been behind with the videos. I've been waiting late. I used to do them every Wednesday, but a lot of times I will wait until after a race or after something major and then do them. And so it's kind of gotten me off track a little bit. So I wanted to wait to do week 88 until after this last marathon, but it got me off. So I'm already into week 89 today. It's the top of my week 80, well, the end of my week 89. So anyway, I'm going to update you on 88 and 89. So let's start with 88. Let's start with my stats and then we'll go into week 88. So my stats are: my high weight was 369.9. I had my surgery on September 16th of 2015, so almost 2 years ago. And at that point, I weighed 329.6. So for week 88, my weight was 159.8. And so I was down 1.6 pounds from the week previous. And that still was, I think that was still a couple pounds up from my lowest weight, which my lowest weight at that time was 159.4. So yeah, it was like 0.44 pounds away. So yeah, my low weight then was 159.4. As far as calories were concerned, for week 88, I had total calories, an average, this is average, of 1716, with my highest amount of calories eaten in a day of 2212, and my lowest calories eaten in a day of 1404. My highest net, or my average net, was 758. My highest net was 2196, and my lowest was 243. So y'all know the net is when you burn calories, it's the total amount you ate minus the amount that you burned. My protein for week 88 was 93 grams on average. My carbs was 168 on average a day. Exercise, I exercised every day except for Sunday, and even Sunday, sometimes I count things on Sunday. I told y'all I secretly will put my phone in my pocket on Sunday so that I can count the steps as I'm praising. So, but officially, I don't count Sunday in my exercise goals. So my burn for week 88, the highest burn was 1,471 calories, and my lowest burn was 606 calories. And so now for week 89, which y'all, this is crazy. For week 89, it was pretty much, everything was pretty much the same for the most part. Calories a little bit lower, but you guys, my current weight for this week, my official weigh-in, 151.6. Yeah, I'm tripping off of that. I got on the scale yesterday on my birthday, and I had posted on Instagram that I got on the scale and I had met my goal. And I usually don't post it until my official weigh-in day, or whatever my goal day was. And my goal day was my birthday, so I wanted to be at 153.7 by my birthday, and I reached that. I think it was on the 4th of June, and so I posted that on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I hope I still weigh that on my birthday, because that was the official date that I wanted to reach it, which I reached it before my birthday, but still I just wanted to weigh that much on my birthday. So on my birthday yesterday, June 6th, I stepped on the scale and it was 154, and I was like, dang. I said, well, that means that on my official weigh-in day on Wednesday, it's probably going to be up, because I was steadily climbing from that 153.6 post that I made. It went up to 153.8 and then 154 on my birthday. And so I just knew that it was going to be heavier today. So, but anyway, no, it was lower. So 151.6. Yes, y'all, I'm tripping off of that. And not only that, y'all, that was a that weight gone from last week was 8.6 pounds. No, excuse me, 8.2 pounds from last week. Now that's a trip. And I'm excited about weighing that amount, but I am concerned that it might be muscle. I don't want it to be muscle. I want it to be fat. So I had just emailed my nutritionist on last week prior to my last half marathon to give her some updates on what I discovered worked for me, and I'll talk a little bit about that today, and just overall in general how I was doing. And I said, oh, and I said, I'm not really, in the last 2 weeks, I'm about the same because I was 160, 161 with her, and so I was about 159, 160. So I said, my weight is about the same. I'm not, really, I'm still eating more. I'm just going to continue to do that, and I'll continue to update you. Let me know when I need to make an appointment. So, in fact, I need to check my email to make sure to see what she emailed me. So, anyway, I will be emailing her today because 8 pounds in 1 week at my stage, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. I mean, that's like, I don't even know if I'm sure I may have lost, I don't even remember losing that much at the very beginning stages of my when I had my weight loss surgery, when the surgery was doing all the work. So it could be a little dehydration. So I was trying to really give it some days, and then it dropped again today. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I'm gonna email her and see what she says about it. But anyway, y'all, that puts me at a normal BMI. So I'm excited about that because I've been wanting to be in a normal BMI range. And I'm not gonna lie, I did set a new goal because her original range for me, not original range, but her range for me this last time, she said you'll probably feel most comfortable at 150. But before she said that, she said between 143 and 147. So I have set another mini goal for 147 just to see how I feel in that range between 143 and 147. And I feel like I still look pretty good. My face is thinner in general, but I don't think that it looks sunken. I'm looking in the camera at my face, so if I'm not looking at y'all, that's why. But it doesn't appear to me to be like really sunken in. I think when I in general, when I take pictures or things like that, most of the time my face still looks pretty not full like in heavy full, but it looks full as in kind of a normal full. So not too concerned about that. So, but my next mini goal is 147, just to try to get in that range of 143 and 147. Also, that puts me at a loss of total weight gone of 218.3 pounds, and I'm just, you can't beat that. I'm just overjoyed with that number. I'm owning that number, and it's all good. Matter of fact, I want to talk a little bit about that too, owning your number. So, as far as calories for this past week, my average calorie intake was 1514, with the highest being 2200 and the lowest being 863. And that particular day, I can't even remember what the deal was with that, but 863. And I usually have one good low day. Every blue moon is just low, and I don't know what I'm doing or what happens. Sometimes it's because I've overslept, or I have just been. The other day I was low on calories because I was trying to get through to this phone, this agency, and I ended up waiting over 2 hours on the phone. The first time I waited like 45 minutes, and the phone hung up when I got the representative. And so I had to call back, waited another 40 some odd minutes for another representative to get on the phone. And so therefore 2 hours had passed before I had even thought about eating or anything, and that's not even including the time that I was on the phone with them. So I think it was a total of like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and during that time I was in my bedroom, and so I wasn't eating or drinking or anything like that. I think I may have been drinking some water, but anyway, that was a low calorie day. um Let me see, net was 617, with my highest net being 2,132 and my lowest net being negative 328. Now that could be an issue. I'm sure it is. with how much weight was that I lost from last week, because I did have 2 days where I was a negative 300 and something calories. And one of those days, I think, was Saturday when I did the half marathon. And I'm going to tell you, on that day I ate a lot. I had, if you look at my Fitness Pal, my food diary is open for you to view. You just have to friend me. And um, that day I had, after the race, because I knew that my calories were, because I had burned 1,700 calories during that race. So I took advantage of some of the things they offered. They had chocolate milk. And when I got the chocolate milk and I'm drinking it, and then I look at it and I was like, dang, this is fat free. This should have been, kind of, it should have been whole or something, or 2%. But I drank chocolate milk. I had ice cream sandwiches, because I would eat some of one and then I wouldn't be able to finish it. And then I would throw it away and then grab another one later on. So ate that. And then what else did I eat that day? I think I had my energy bars that morning, which I'll talk a little bit about those too. My time is going to be so off today. So I'll talk a little bit about that. And as far as, so that's why I was in the negative on some of that, but I tried my hardest. So as far as exercise, y'all, I've taken up the walking. I'm really doing the walking. I'm still doing the running. We have taken up biking now, and so I'm so excited about that. Dion has a bike, and well, they both had a bike, but I went and got him a new bike, something that could fit and carry his weight a little better, where he could move easily on it, and got me a helmet, so I didn't have to wear my son's. And then we've also taken up the tennis, and the tennis is great and has been a wonderful fat burner, or calorie burner. I'm currently in a size 4'6", as far as my pants are concerned, and I still will wear some of my eights too. And as far as shirts are concerned, I am in like a small medium. I haven't tried an extra small in anything. My sports bras are small, of course. And then but I still wear a lot of like larges, and I try not to let a number totally dictate me. So even when I go shopping, and I did mention this on my shopping video, even when I go shopping, there are times where I will pick up a larger size if it's something that I really like, and just see how it fits. I mean, that's just see how it fits, because sometimes it may look really really good on you. Um, so that's that. Oh, now I did. So I have to confess. So I said I did set a new goal for 147, a mini goal, and people still ask me, "Am I trying to lose weight?" And I lie about it. I do. I always say no. Depends on who it is. If it's one of my sleeve sisters or one of my WLS sisters, um, or brothers or whoever, then I'll talk to them honestly about it. But as far as just other people, I just don't even tell the truth. Or if I'm losing weight, I'll say something like, or if they notice and ask me, I will say something like, yeah, it's the running. It's the running. Oh, well, I just finished a race. And sometimes when I finish a race, I seem a little thinner because the water is, I've sweated and so forth and so on. So anyway, I do. Yeah, that's so bad. But I do. Y'all probably understand my situation on that. Um, because I just don't feel like explaining it, and I don't feel like I need to explain it to anybody. So anyway, that's that on that. Um, as far as running is concerned, now some of you have asked me how I started running. I did make a video on that a few weeks back, probably about 4 to 6 weeks back. And then I also did a live video a couple weeks back where I talk about what I wear to run and how not to let the loose skin um, be an inhibitor or prevent you from running. Somebody asked me where I got the sleeves from. I got those off of Amazon, and they have a variety of different kinds on there. The ones that I bought initially, they were too tight, they felt too tight, but now they feel too loose. And so there's some that are really cute called Roxy Tory, and you get two in I think you get two pair for $15. Um, and then there are a whole bunch of other different types of sleeves, but you have to read the reviews because the reviews will tell you exactly how they fit, exactly what the material is made of. The reviews are so helpful. So read the reviews because all of them are not made equally. They don't all hold you in like you need to be held in if you're like me with the larger arms. So anyway, I wanted to share some of the things that I use when I'm running, and these are probably not for everybody because everybody's not doing carbs like I do carbs. So like I told you, my carb intake my protein intake for this past week was 87, so it was down just a little bit, and my carbs was 165. It was down a little bit too. So I'm heavy on carbs, but if you're doing like the keto, paleo, the Atkins, I think paleo is the same too, the South Beach, they are all a lower carb diet, especially if you are early on your WLS. You do want to practice lower carbs. I exercise a lot, so I get to the freedom of having a few more carbs. So, anyway, these are the jelly beans that I use. They're called sports beans, and they have some that come with caffeine. I'm very caffeine sensitive, so I don't use those. And in fact, I've had to return some because I accidentally bought them. But I'm very caffeine sensitive, and so I don't fool with that. These do not have caffeine in them, but I'm gonna tell you, for a package like this is 14 jelly beans in here, and I usually do use two of these during my races, during my marathon, not my half marathons. And so I end up getting 50 carbs during that time and 200 calories. So that right there will take you over your carbs if you're doing keto. Okay. Um, so I use those. I also use these called they're honey stinger, and they have several different varieties of these. These are one of my favorite, cherry blossom. They also have like fruit punch and lemonade. Same with the jelly beans. They have lime and grape and green apple, good stuff. Now these are a lot more. They for the package are 160, and with these I usually use about one and a half package of these. I haven't used these during a half marathon. I usually only use these right before I do a regular run, and I'll eat like two or three of them. These are 160 calories for 10 of them, and they are 39 carbs in this package of 10. So that is one of the reasons that I use that as well for quick energy during the race. Now, as far as prior to the race, I told you that my nutritionist was telling me that I needed to start looking at getting some energy type bars like Cliff or Luna, Lara bars. And so I did go out and buy a few of them. And I found that some of them I can eat a lot of, some of them I can't. And that's kind of dictated what I'm kind of going to. So this Lara bar, this one was super duper sweet. It was the smallest of the three that I tried, but it packed the biggest punch as far as calories uh, and size. And it has 220 calories in it and 26 carbs. But because it was so sweet, it's more organic than any of the other ones. Its main ingredient is dates. That's the first ingredient, and it is sweet, sweet, sweet. So it literally, this little bitty bar, it took me 3 sessions basically to eat this. I could not eat all of this in one sitting. So 3 times, I just take a bite and then eat it and then go about my business because it was so sweet. This Cliff Bar, crunchy peanut butter, delicious. It was so good. And it was 260 calories, much larger bar compared to the Lauer bar. You can tell it's about twice the size almost. And it was 260 calories and 41 carbs. So this had a lot in it, but it also took me 2 settings to finish this one because it wasn't as sweet. It was really good, but it took me 2 sittings. Now, what I decided to use, oh, let me tell you about protein. The Lara bar has I'm sorry, I should have wrote this down. Has 6 grams of protein in it. The Cliff Bar has 11 grams of protein in it. The Luna Bar, which is this one, it has 8 grams of protein in it. It is 190 calories, and it consists of 27 grams of carbs. And I'm gonna tell y'all, these are pretty much all sugar. They don't really have any. These carbs are like all sugar. They don't have any a lot of fiber in them or anything like that. Because if you eat these before a race and you have a lot of fiber in them, you can forget about that. You're going to have to pull over somewhere because you're going to have to go to the bathroom. So they can't have a lot of fiber in it. So this one, like I said, 27 carbs, 8 grams of protein, and 190 calories. It was the least amount of calories in the bunch, and it was the easiest to eat in one sitting so that I could get all the carbs that I needed. So, but even this one, even if I ate half of this one, it was okay. But this one sits a little heavier on the stomach. This Luna Bar was the best by far to me. It did not sit heavy on my stomach, and I could eat the whole thing in one sitting. So that's what I used before my last half marathon, and then I used my jelly beans. I just eat 3 bit jelly beans every mile and a half, and so that's it with that one. On those bars, you're looking for you're looking for your calories, you're looking for your carbs, but you're looking for something that does not have a lot of fiber in it too, and the protein doesn't hurt at all in those. So anyway, NSV, I did another half marathon. So excited about that. So I have now qualified to apply for my half fanatic status, and so I plan on doing that soon. And then, if you're on Instagram, you saw that I did a little mini vacation too when I went out to do the hospital run, and I did the 5K on Friday. I did the half marathon on Saturday, and y'all, the mini vacay, I went with my sister. I love my sister dearly. I don't think she watches these videos, but if you do happen to ever watch this video, I'm not talking about you, but you know you was wrong. I was upset by how you acted um, during that time. I mean, it was just awful. It was awful. Um, she was upset because she had asked at the last minute if two of my nieces could go. One was a niece, younger niece of my other sisters, and then she wanted her grown daughter to go. Y'all know that I've been having some issues. I told y'all that I've been struggling with some depression. I've been struggling with I got some stuff I'm struggling with. I told you that. And so I really don't want to be around a whole bunch of people. And so for me to reach out to her to ask her, if her and my niece, my youngest niece could go, I was okay with that. And my son, because it offered my son a playmate, and then it also offered me somebody who I could talk to too. And we can call each other and talk to each other pretty much about anything. And so anyway, when she asked me that, number one, I was half asleep when she asked me, and number two, I just wanted some time to think about it. And if she had decided to bring them, I mean, it would have been all good, whatever. But I was really hoping that she would not, because my therapist, she had suggested that I go on a little trip like this. She had suggested that I do it by myself. And I probably should have done it by myself. But I didn't. I wanted her to come. So she was upset that my niece couldn't come, and I never did say no, nobody could come. I just said, let's talk about it tomorrow. She never called me back to talk about it. Um, so she basically said I said no to her, which I never did. Well, she came on the vacation. She was mad already. We started late on day one. It went just. We were supposed to leave at 5 o'clock in the morning so we could get to Oceans of Fun and World of Fun by 9, 10 o'clock. And then we were gonna spend the day there. Then we were gonna leave. I was gonna go register for the race, pick up my packet, and then we'd have the evening. Then the next day we would do the zoo, and then we would have the evening again, and then we would go and run. And they also had a water park at the hotel that I chose, so we were going to do the water park as well there. But what happened was she texted me and said, "I'm not going to leave until 7." I said, "Fine, I'm going to leave at 7 too, so we'll be close and we won't be too far from each other." She didn't leave till 9 ish or so. So she didn't get there until after 1 o'clock, which I was cool still. I was like, okay. But then after it got so late, when she got there, she kind of wanted to rest. And I'm like, okay, well, we can rest, but the place, I don't really want to be there all night long. She was like, well, it doesn't close till 10. It doesn't close till 9 o'clock. I figured, but that's not really, I didn't want to stay till closing time. So anyway, I was like, you know what, concede, don't trip, just go hang out. So we go out, and you can tell she's just mad. She's so mad. And on the way, I was supposed to be bringing a swimsuit for my niece. I forgot. So on the way, I called her and I said, "Look, do I need to pull over and go get it? Because I need to rectify that because it was my mistake." She told me she was going to take care of it. Well, when we all got in the car, we're waiting for my sister. My niece finally comes down. She gets in the car and says she's not going to go swimming. Why you not going swimming? Because I don't have no swimsuit. Okay, why you don't have a swimsuit? I asked your mom. Your mom said she was gonna take care of it. Come on now. So anyway, my sister gets back down to the car, and I'm asking her what's going on. Why is she not going swimming? Well, I thought that she was. I mean, she just had a really bad attitude, and she said, and I didn't know nobody was gonna have no attitude. If that was the case, and I would have. And I said, hold up, I didn't have an attitude. We're just trying to rectify this. I said, maybe you misunderstood what I was saying earlier when I called you. It was my mistake that I forgot the swimsuit. Let me fix it. So anyway, Dion went up, got his extra pair of swim trunks, and she ended up swimming in his swim trunks and a tank top because she didn't have any shorts, nothing like that that she could swim in. So that went, and that whole time you could just tell it was just tense, tense, tense. I had to drop them off because I had to go get my packet, and so I didn't come back until 5 o'clock. We didn't end up leaving until it closed. I was tired. I didn't get to do anything at all. Didn't get to swim. Didn't do anything. No ride. No nothing. So basically, I just wasted my money, which it's okay though because Dion had fun. My niece had fun. My sister, even ended up leaving, going to sit in the cabana because she was upset because her phone hadn't charged up, and like she was like really pissed off about this phone. So she went to cabana to charge the phone up. Never saw her again until we got ready to eat again, and my son went to get her, and she was asleep. So I sat by myself the whole time. Watching the kids. Like I said, didn't get to swim, didn't get to ride a ride, nothing. So by the time we got to the house or to the hotel, it was major attitude. So she left, went outside to smoke a cigarette and do whatever, and me and Dion got up. We got ready for the bed, so we could. And I was just at that time, I was like, I'm not even going to the zoo tomorrow. I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, I got up the next morning, my head refreshed, my mind renewed, and I said, okay, no, we're gonna get up. We're gonna go to the zoo. Got Dion up, and Dion, for whatever reason, was telling my aunt, my sister that we weren't going to the zoo and da 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 da. Yes, we are going. So anyway, she ended up getting ready, and my sister, she takes forever, and she know, like I said, if she watching this, she know I'm telling the truth. That ain't no lie. My sister and them take forever to get anywhere, and they are habitually late for everything. And I talked to her about that, and she knows it. And so, anyway, the zoo closed at 2 o'clock that day. So we were supposed to be at the zoo. It opened at 8 o'clock, but we would probably get there about 9:30. Well, it was like by this time 10:30. My sister got in the shower. My niece was ready. She was doing her hair. We were sitting there. We were waiting. My sister was getting dressed. She was mad now because she can't find her flat iron. So my niece goes out, tries to get her flat iron. She can't find the flat iron. By this time, it is almost 11 o'clock. Now, mind you, I said the zoo closed early. It closed at 2. Not only that, I have a race that evening, and I want to come back home and I want to rest. So anyway, this video is gonna be so long because I'm talking about this. But anyway, um, she ended up going and she was just like, well, if y'all waiting for us, you might as well just go because I ain't going nowhere with my hair looking like this. And mind you, my sister's hair did not look bad at all. All she had to do was pull it back and put it in a ponytail. I don't know what exactly she wanted to do with it. It was straight as all get out already. It looked decent. I mean, it was not bad at all. Um, but she was upset, so we went ahead. I just walked out at that point. Told Dion, "Come on, let's go." We went to the zoo, and we had a good time with the little exhibits that they had open at the zoo. And then by the time we got back to the hotel, my sister was gone. Her stuff was packed up, and they had left to go back home. She didn't call me and tell me she was leaving, didn't text me and tell me she was leaving, nothing. Nothing at all. So anyway, I ended up just resting the rest of the time. Dion went down to go swim at the hotel swimming pool, and then we got up and we went to the race and had a good time. The next morning, we signed Dion up to volunteer that afternoon, and the next morning we met up. He volunteered, handing out medals, handing out food after the race, and I ran the half marathon. And we had an excellent time chatting with people and just having a good time. So the last part of the vacation, without having to worry about that tension, it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. So on our way back, I did text my sister and say, "Hey, you forgot a few things. I'll have them at the house," and we were cool. So I haven't talked to her face to face yet, but it's I'm not petty. It is over and done with. We just won't do that again. Um, so anyway, that was major challenge over the weekend. And then I also had some other challenges, and y'all probably going to watch this in two parts. I don't know. But the other challenges that I have too is just trying to get up to that 1,800 calories a day. Woo! Sometimes I ain't making it. I'm talking now and I still haven't finished my shake. Sometimes I'm not making it, so I'm eating late. But I have to watch what me eating late too because I am getting bad acid reflux when I eat so late or when I just lay down and go to sleep because last Friday I had a pretzel and I just ate because I was trying to carb up, and so I was eating pieces of pretzel that I got from the zoo. And so by the time I got to the hotel room and laid down, that pretzel, I fell asleep, I dozed off, and when I woke up, I had acid reflux and it was coming through my nose. It was that bad. It was bad, bad, bad. And it was just from a pretzel, regular bread. So that, almonds, anything fried, anything that's really heavy on my stomach, any of that stuff, when I'm still trying to get in calories, if I'm eating something like that, I get acid reflux so bad. I've had to call the doctor and get more of the famotidine or the Pepsid, a prescription, so that I could calm that down. And so now I get scared to eat that late. And so a lot of times I'm trying to sip on a shake or get a shake down. Or I found that these Luna bars, I can get one of those down without having acid reflux. So and I can get some peanut butter crackers down without having acid reflux when it's late. And that's when I'm trying to get in those extra calories, though it's not something that I'm eating typically. But yeah, I really have to watch that. Um, the other thing, oh yeah, I told y'all I had appealed my insurance, so they got a hearing scheduled that is it's 2 hours away from my home, so I've got to travel to it to attend it and state my case. I am a little nervous about that and a little just apprehensive, and so I'm just going to continue to pray on that. And after the second opinion I have, now I'm just not sure what I want to do. Um, as far as that's concerned, I think I'm going to call and have them reschedule it until after I can talk to my therapist. My therapist is not back in town. I don't have an appointment for another couple weeks. So I think I'm just going to ask if I can reschedule it until I can talk to her to kind of get my head right about that situation. And then maybe talk to the surgeon again because I haven't heard from the surgeon since I told her I was going to appeal it. I think she just kind of put off setting the last and final surgery. So I don't know, y'all. I don't even know what to do on that case, so I'm not even gonna trip on that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. I've talked way too long, but I always enjoy it. I always enjoy chatting with you. So anyway, I love y'all. Y'all continue to pray for me as I continue to pray for you. Y'all, we can do this. We just need to stay focused, keep renewing our minds daily, keep our heads focused and in the game. And I say that as I haven't been so focused on some of the main things that I need to be focused on this month. One of those being my MCAT. So I've got to get focused back on that. Um, but anyway, I love you guys. Peace out, babies. Mwah. Hey, y'all, let's get in. I'm looking all over the place. There you are. Okay. Hey, y'all.